Alright, you guys, welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online, the Gold Road chapter. I am JDZ Gaming Empire. We have the Untraveled Road quest that we're working on. Shard Marshal Vargas's Miramore forces still threaten Westfield. Baragon thinks they're mostly meant to keep us from interfering in whatever Ethelia plans to do next. We need to find the prince and prevent her from destroying our reality. The skein of secrets revealed the location of the alien ruin of Windir, but we have no idea why. We can only assume that we could pick up Ethelia's trail there, so I need to head to Windir. Before we go there, though, we're down here. It's up there, but I want to check on this world boss first before we head up there, because we don't have that many more to do. We have 1, 2, a total of 3. But if we can get that one done, we'll be better. And I guess this Minotaur tracker, this Minotaur just kind of roams around the area, so I don't know, I guess we just have to go to each one of these locations to find it. And then we still have the public dungeon to do. Alright, so let's head over to this world boss and see if it will spawn and if there's going to be anybody there to help. I'm not interested. Not interested. We just want to make our way, whoops, over here. Oh, is it up there? Oh man, look at all the enemies. Good gravy. Can we get up there? Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on. There you go. Good. Okay. We are over. Oh, we still got a ways to go. So, it looks like it's better to go around this way. Yeah. Probably up this path, I'm thinking. Yep, it looks like this is it. We'll just chill here for a minute or two. See if anybody comes over this way. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of people playing right now. Looks like a group of people did kill it at least once. That looks like it's that critter down there that's dead. So maybe we'll get some other people over here and we can finish this world boss. That off now, and then oh, okay, we did that already. Yeah, we're all done with those. Looks like we're gonna fast travel or make our way to this way shrine. And then fast travel over here. We'll check to see if the Minotaur is over here. And then we'll go ahead and see it over here. Alright guys, I've waited probably about 3 minutes, just a little over 3 minutes, and nobody's over here yet. I mean, I guess I could have used the chat to see if, people wanted to do this boss fight. Instead, we're just gonna mosey on to the main story. And I assume that this is the last. Yeah, this is the last story zone, which is highly unusual to have a boss fight in the last story zone. Normally we do all the gathering and meet and greets, celebration in the last part of the story.
Pretend you never saw me, traveler.
Oh, okay, wait a minute, we got some peoples. Do we need to go through here? No, we don't. But our way shrine is over here, so we're gonna see if we can't just speed through here. Yep, that'll work. Going around the building. Okay, let's remove that. Let's head on. Well, I guess we can go take a look at this, discover this, check this world boss, and then head on down this way. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. That is what we are going to do. All right, let's put a marker over here. Move away from the way shrine. Valente Vineyards discovered. Okay, we got some baddies around here. Looks like they're fighting over some food, so they're not concerned with me. Oh, look at this! Isn't this nice? Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's nice. What's up in here? Can't open that. Is there a... Oh, there must be a quest over here. Oh, yeah, right here. Well, we just bypassed them. I guess we need to... Oh, there's a house. Maryvine Estate. That must be the one that's for sale. Okay, let's go over here. We're backtracking a little bit. A little bit of backtracking. Let's get this quest. Hello.
What would Count Verandis do in this situation?
Fenorian? Is that your name?
Fancy meeting you
Hey,
here, friend.
Fenorian!
I hope you're not here for the auction at the Valente Vineyards. I'm certain the event bodes ill, but I'm reluctant to enter that nest of vipers alone. Would you be willing to join me? For ample compensation, of course.
Of course! Oh my gosh! He was back in the, oh, what chapter was it that we worked with him in? Let me see here. Blackwood, I believe. He was in the Blackwood chapter. And he's a vampire, but he's a good vampire. What kind of trouble do you expect at a wine auction?
It isn't just any auction. It's run by and for vampires. Being a vampire myself, I can't help but wonder why Lord Gallio Valente, vineyard owner and vampire coven leader, wants to sell wine to other vampires. It's not like we partake of the stuff.
So, you were invited to this auction?
Not exactly.
Uh-oh.
I was hunting a violent vampire gang called the Terrors when I found an invitation to the auction. Inviting vampires to such an event is strange enough, but offering this Vesper Valente vintage? That has me concerned. Will you help me?
Of course I'll help you investigate the auction at the Valente Vineyards and Winery.
First, let's look around the vineyard. I want to examine the grapes they grow here. Besides, it's a good idea to get a feel for the grounds before we head into the auction. Never fear. This is exactly what House Ravenwatch trained me for.
What do you know about the vineyard and winery?
It's been in the Valente family for generations. From what I was able to ascertain, Lord Valente inherited the place about a year ago. Seems he returned from a long trip and his father suddenly fell ill and died. Now the place is under his control.
And Gallio Valente is a vampire?
According to the invitation I found, yes. And not just any vampire. He's the leader of a powerful coven, which is why this whole affair concerns me. Ravenwatch has never heard of this coven or Valente before. And a wine auction? It makes no sense.
Let's see. What do we want to? I really want to find out about him. Maybe we'll save that for last. Tell me more about the invitation you found.
As I said, I was trying to pick up the trail of the Terrors, violent vampires that were last seen heading toward the Weald when I found the invitation. Another troublesome vampire I was forced to deal with had it among his possessions.
Just so you know, I took care of the terrors, but why did the invitation cause you concern?
You did? That's one less problem I need to worry about then. As for the invitation, when things make no sense, I feel obliged to find clarity. Dangerous vampires, bidding on wine they cannot drink, hints at a mystery I cannot leave unsolved.
What have you been up to since the last time we met, Finn?
Oh, the usual. Advancing my studies, investigating for House Ravenwatch. I must say, I do like Westweald's climate. Much less damp and chilly than what we have over in Rivenspire. I will tell Adusa and Gwendis I ran into you, though.
Remind me about House Ravenwatch?
We're one of the noble houses of Rivenspire that just happens to be a coven of vampires. But we're good vampires. We only drink from willing donors and never to excess. Our mission is to hunt and put down the more ravenous examples of our kind.
Yes. Okay. Let's go, Finn. Let's read about the quest he gave us. Fenorian, a vampire of House Ravenwatch, asked me to help investigate a suspicious auction for a wine called Vesper Valente, hosted by Galileo Valente at the Valente Vineyards and Winery. Oh, that's a lot of bees. Finn wants to start our investigation on the grounds of the estate. I should help him search the vineyard. All right, we're looking for 3 things around the vineyard, which is over this way. Let's take that off and head on over this way. Come on, Finn. It's you and I again.
Better overstocked than under.
Right behind you, friend.
Okay. No problem. Uh-oh. What's up,
An
lady?
injured field hand. Let's find out what happened.
This is no place to wander aimlessly, traveler. The foul beasts are vicious and hungry for blood.
Oh, I thought it was a female, but it's a male. Foul beast.
Ugliest hounds Drovir has ever seen. This one just finished checking the new grapes and was on his way to the auction when it came out of nowhere. Ripped up Drovir's leg real good.
Lord Valente invited his servants to attend the auction?
Drovir thought the request was strange too, but Lord Valente insisted, and Lady Valente specifically told Sentry Helvius to let the servants in, even if we didn't have the fancy invitations. If you're here for the auction, you should head inside.
This sounds awfully suspicious. Who's Lady Valente?
Lord Valente's new wife, a high elf with a name too complicated for this one's Khajiiti tongue. Drovir believes they met during young Galio's time away. But what does this old field hand know of such things?
Is there anything unusual about either Lord or Lady Valente?
Unusual? Well, this one does not like to talk out of turn, but Drovir hears that Lady Valente wants to be more involved in running the vineyard, but Lord Valente refuses to include her. This one wonders why he even married her.
What should I know about Lord Galileo Valente?
He came back from his travels different. Even his father was concerned about the changes in his beloved son. But shortly after young Galio returned, his father fell ill and died. Galio inherited the vineyard, the title, and all that entailed.
What can you tell me about the auction?
Just that he invited some important guests. He's been working on the new grapes for a special vintage since he returned, and he's very proud of it. Says it's going to make him even more rich and powerful. Can that be possible? This one is unsure.
You mentioned a new kind of grape?
Lord Valente developed the new seeds in his alchemical laboratory under the manor. They grow thorny vines that bear a crimson grape unlike anything Drovir has ever seen before. Once the first vintage was ready, Lord Valente set up this auction.
Hey. All right. Let's do some more looking around. Find the next clue. Which is up above. So over this way.
Let's look more
some
closely
grapes.
at those grapes.
I'm ahead of you, Finn. I'm ahead of you.
The scent wafting off those grapes. It's tantalizing.
Uh-oh. What is that supposed to mean? That doesn't sound good, actually. Investigate the barn. Okay.
It appears the grapes did not agree with this death hound. Curious. Let's talk.
Okay, let's talk. Let's have a little chitty chat.
Just as Count Ferrandis taught me, there is always something to learn if you simply pay attention. The field hand was attacked by a death hound, a sure indication of vampiric activity. And he provided a wealth of information. Don't you agree?
You mean about Lord Galio Valente, Lady Valente, and the new grapes?
So you were listening. Good. The field hand described Galio as different when he returned. He developed a new grape to make him richer and more powerful, and he recently married a high elf, but the marriage already seems troubled.
What do you think of the grapes we examined in the dead death hound?
The grapes were developed using alchemy. They've been infused with blood, and I find the aroma tantalizing. But I dare not try one. Look what consuming the grapes did to the death hound. Our next step is to attend the auction. You shall be my guest.
Won't they notice that I'm not a vampire?
The field hand assumed you were a guest of the auction, and the invitation did say to bring my most favored mortal servant. If anyone asks, you're the blood servant of Master Bogvir, the vampire I shall pretend to be and whose invitation I carry.
All right, let's head into the auction.
The invitation indicates we're to head to the walled garden just east of the manor. I suppose that's where they're letting the guests gather prior to the start of the auction. Shall we proceed?
Does the invitation tell us anything else about what to expect at the auction?
Let's see. It promises an evening in the beautiful Colovian countryside, majestic views, new and innovative cultivation, a new vintage called Vesper Valente, the auction. Ah, yes. And this. Who says wine doesn't belong in a flask?
What's that supposed to mean?
I could be reading into things, but in some vampire circles, flask is used as a crude term to refer to a blood servant. Someone who willingly lets vampires feed on them, usually for compensation.
And you mentioned that the invitation specifically suggested the vampires bring their servants?
Indeed. Though the vampire I acquired this invitation from wasn't the sort to rely on blood servants. He was extremely cruel. Preferred the thrill of the hunt and drank to kill. This event becomes stranger the more I try to make sense of it.
Oh man, yeah, it's doesn't sound too good. Why do they want these servants around? All right, let's hop on our mount.
Here we go.
And we're going here. Yep.
You're going to regret this.
Halt! Your invitation, please.
Oh, excuse me. Hey. Yeah, head on back. Come on, Finn. What's taking you so long? Oh, right. You don't have a mount. You have to walk. But you sure are walking slow. I have an invitation. I'm just going in. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh,
Just a moment. Let's talk first.
no problem.
So, do I look like a master bogveer? Probably not. But we work with the tools we're given. Let's split up and mingle. Talk to servants, guests, whoever's willing to chat.
What are we trying to learn in here?
Anything that can tell us the true purpose of this auction. Vampires don't need wine, especially made from grapes that apparently poisoned a deathhound. Try not to come off as too curious, though. We're supposed to be guests here, after all.
Are you going to question people too?
I am. But as soon as we walked in, I was hit with sudden pangs of hunger.
Uh-oh.
Not unlike when I smelled those grapes, but much stronger. Luckily, I carry a flask of blood for times of need. I'll just find an out-of-the-way spot to take a sip.
Understood. I'll ask around and see what I can learn. Poor Finn.
Can I offer you a glass of our new Vesper Valente?
Certainly. I'm very curious about this wine.
Really? You're the first of Lord Valente's guests to accept the wine. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, that's odd. Servant Ira.
I'd offer you a glass, but your friend just took the last one. I wasn't expecting that. None of the other guests I've served this evening even tried it. Only their attendants and servants.
Only their attendants and servants. What is going on with these vampires? Don't drink that! Finn, don't drink it! Isn't this the wine that the guests have come to bid on at the auction?
It is. The vineyard's latest vintage, Vesper Valente. Lord Valente did tell us that his guests probably wouldn't want to try it before the auction, but that I should freely provide it to their attendants and servants.
Have you tried the wine? What does it taste like?
I have. Lord Valente was generous enough to let all the vineyard workers and servants have a glass before the guests arrived. It was salty and crisp, with a slight metallic aftertaste. Something to do with Lord Valente's alchemical process, I
Got
think.
blood in it. Blood has a metallic taste. So what? They get all these servants and these guests to drink the wine and then they feed on them? Is that what's happening here? Finn, stop drinking the wine. Lord Farad at Malik. Or Malik. Oh, I need to tell my online friend. He's in he's in ESO.
You there! I am bored, and my hounds are hungry. Will the auction start soon, or must we continue this Colovian dance of manners and pleasantries while my gold sits unspent?
Yeah, his online name is Malik. I need to take a picture of that. I'm not sure when the auction will begin. I'm like, why is he talking to me like that? Do I look like I work here?
Apologies. I mistook you for a Valente servant. Lord Valente is clever, and if the wine accomplishes a fraction of what he claims, the waiting will have been worth it. But I would prefer to simply buy what I want, and not deal with an auction.
Remind me, what's so special about the wine?
Haven't you tried it yet? You really must sample the vintage for yourself. I suggest you find a glass quickly, before the auction begins. All of the servants and attendants must have that wine flowing through their veins for the main event.
Yeah, the main event is these daggone vampires feeding on us. Right, enjoy the party. Let's
I
see.
heard Lord Valente and his new bride loathe each other.
Why would he marry a mortal? It's beneath him.
Yeah, that's odd. Why did he marry a mortal? Alright, who's this? Oh, I want to save her for last. Oh, but that's him. Okay. Let's talk with her.
Another one of my husband's guests. No, you're either an attendant or a servant, I'd wager. Who brought you to my husband's little affair? Pray tell.
I'm here with Master Bogveer.
Master Bogveer. Is that the name he uses now?
Huh?
You know, he bears a striking resemblance to an old acquaintance of mine. In fact, I'm sure of it. How is Fenorian? And why has he come to Valente Vineyard?
What? She knows Finn? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
No. And why don't I believe you? No, don't worry. I have no desire to reveal Fenorian's deception to my husband. Not before I learn what's going on here, the same as you. Be so kind as to let Fenorian know I'd like to speak to him when he's free.
As you wish. Uh-oh, she knows him. How does she know him? I'm trying to replace that lady. I don't think I recall her name. Alright, let's speak with this jackass.
Ah, welcome. I'm Lord Gallio Valente, the humble proprietor of Valente Vineyards and Winery. You, however, have me at a disadvantage. I do not believe we've met. Which of my acquaintances decided to bring you along as their guest today?
I'm here with Master Bogvir.
Bogvir, of course. Where is my old friend?
Uh-oh.
Still upset about that little incident? No matter. I was hoping to clear things up before the auction got underway. Send him over to talk to me the next time you see him.
He's mingling, but I can pass along a message if you want.
Oh, don't trouble yourself. Any guest of Bogvir's is welcome. Enjoy yourself, and do make sure to try the wine.
Nope, I will not be putting my lips on any of those wine glasses.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must prepare for the auction.
Okay, you go do what you got to do. Ben, everybody knows you here.
This wine is specifically meant for the mortals here, not the vampires. So why are the vampires bidding on it? And why is my flask doing little to curb my rising hunger? Tell me you learned something more, my friend.
Yeah, Lord Valente's wife is Ursula Valente. She seems to know you and wants to talk to you.
I'm sorry? Did you say Lady Valente's name is Ursilia? Oh, she's that Ursilia. Should we leave? Maybe we can sneak out the way we came in.
Uh-oh, what y'all got going on there, Finn? She seemed as interested in finding out what her husband is up to as you are.
Right. We do need to figure out what's going on here. All right, I'll stay and talk to Ursilia. You head into the manor and see if you can find Lord Valente's office. Something in there might tell us more about the purpose of this wine.
How does Ursilia know you?
That's a story for another time, friend. Let's stay focused. You see what you can find in the manor, while I talk to Lady Valente.
All right, I'll look for Lord Valente's office inside the manor.
Don't worry. We can talk more later. In the meantime, go and search Lord Valente's office. He must have one inside the manor.
What should I be looking for in this manor?
Ledgers, journals, letters, alchemical notebooks. Anything that gives us some idea of Lord Gallio Valente's plans for the wine. Vampires can't drink it, but they're the ones invited to bid on it. We need to know why.
You just had a whole goblet full of that wine. And I definitely want to know what's going on with you and your lady friend. All right, let's go on in here. Enter the manor. Ooh. And of course, I'm probably going the long way. Why does it sound like... I was going to say, oh God, that snake scared me. I was going to say, why does it sound like there's a rattlesnake around here? And yes, of course, I went the long way. Never fails. I always go the wrong way. Find Gallio's office. There's nobody in here? They don't care? It's not. Hey, investigate Lord Gallio Valente's office. Oh, there's something right over here. Bogvir's letter. Ooh, that's the guy that Finn is impersonating. Gallio, first, you recruit my own vampires away from me, offering them false promises and so-called new opportunities in Westfield. Then you invite me to bid on the very alchemical recipe you stole from me. Does your audacity know no bounds? I'll admit that I knew the ambrosial concoction could double or triple our innate vampiric powers. You were the one to figure out how to do it without also killing us. Or so you claim. So, here's my thought. I'm inclined to take a case or two off your hands. But if you expect me to pay for it, then you're even more of a fool than I gave you credit for. Set aside 2 cases of wine for me at the auction, or I'll not only turn the other covens against you, I'll tell the Fighters Guild or Raven Watch what you're up to, Bogveer. Ooh, he's blackmailing him. Nothing like some juicy, spicy blackmail. Let's see, there's something right over here. What is this? Winery key. Guess I'm gonna need that. Open up something else. Lord Galio Valente's journal. Why did I ever agree to marry that woman? Yeah, she comes with an impressive fortune, and I can certainly use the money, but she is annoyingly curious and wants to be an actual partner in this marriage. That's not how I want to do things. Oh, so he married her for her money. My first few weeks as a vampire were challenging. Oh. He's a baby vampire? My first few weeks as a vampire were challenging, but it wasn't long before I decided to take control of my destiny and make the most of my new condition. It wasn't hard to form my own coven out of the disgruntled among Bogveer's clan. Most of them hate that pushy vampire. Still, I have to hand it to Bogveer. He really hit a gold mine with that recipe he found in an old scroll. Too bad he isn't as good an alchemist as he is a bloodthirsty vampire. I, on the other hand, am a very good alchemist. Back home in my own alchemical laboratory, and the tests are going exceedingly well. Yes, some of the first subject turned into blood fiends, but you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. Of course, Father has figured out what happened to me and is mad with grief and rage. I suppose I'll need to do something about that. He lived a long life, so I'll just consider it a mercy. Did he kill him? My idea is finally paying off. While a vampire can't consume the elixir made from the mushrooms grown in vampire blood directly and survive long enough to reap the benefits, if the elixir is funneled through an intermediary, we receive the power without any of the poisonous effects. By floating the elixir in a solution of wine fermented from my alchemical prepared grape seeds grown in soil enriched with the mushrooms, the wine can then be consumed by a non-vampire. This allows us to then feed off the non-vampire fortified with the wine and therefore receive the benefits of the elixir. The fact that we need to totally consume the vessel containing the wine is unfortunate but acceptable. And the grapes give off a scent that makes vampires ravenous. At least 2 of my new clan defied my orders and consumed handfuls of the first harvest. They died horribly. I call it Vesper Valente, a perfect vintage. Now, to invite the leaders of nearby vampire covens to come bid on the wine. I'll make a fortune, enough to keep the vineyards in operation, to keep my miserable wife happy until I dispose of her, and to keep my family legacy intact. And all while I gain power by consuming my own product. Through any mortal vassals and victims I acquire, of course. I knew it! That
You
dirty...
again. What are you doing in my husband's office?
Lady, if you only knew what your husband was doing, I'm fixing to tell you.
You and Fenorian. Never in the right place at the right time. So, did you find what you were looking for? Share it with me and maybe I won't call down to the winery for my husband's army of mercenaries.
Valente is a vampire. I would hope she knows that already. His wine makes vampires more powerful, but only when consumed from a mortal.
Let me see that journal. By the stars, he killed his own father, and he plans to kill me. Oh, he's a cretin and a monster. And yes, pouring wine into people just so you can eat them and gain unnatural power is pretty bad too. Damn it! I drank the wine!
You didn't know Lord Galio Valente, your husband, was a vampire?
I suspected something was amiss.
Lady!
Since I arrived, we haven't consummated our marriage, and he spends his time down in the winery, locked in his alchemy laboratory with his mercenaries. Plus, he covets my family's fortune. But a vampire makes sense.
Oh my gosh! She just spilled all the beans! So what now?
This vineyard could be a motherlode in the right hands. My hands, friend of Fenorian, not my husband's. I assume you're here to stop him? Help Fenorian finish the task, and I'll forgive him for the affront he visited upon me and my family.
Uh-oh. I need to get this information to Finn.
Make sure you do. I have no intent to serve as a wine glass for my husband.
Ursilia, I suppose I owe you an explanation.
Of course you do, but I don't care. Just talk to your friend and deal with my husband.
All right, if you say so.
Okay, Finn.
Lord Valente is well and truly into the auction now, so we have a bit of time. I never expected to find Ursilia here with you, though. What did you discover? And what did she mean by deal with her husband?
Lord Valente's journal explains everything. Here, take a look.
Interesting. He really spells it out, doesn't he? Alchemically enhanced mushrooms used as fertilizer for alchemically treated grape seeds. And the hunger. I wasn't losing control. It's an effect of the grapes. Well, that's a relief.
So if a non-vampire drinks the wine, then a vampire drains them and gains power.
That does seem to be the general idea. If we allow this to spread, the ramifications will be staggering. Even relatively peaceful vampires might be tempted to start killing out of hand. We need to stop this. What were you and Ursilia discussing?
Ursilia says if you deal with her husband, she'll forgive your effort against her and her family.
Oh, yes. I do suppose I owe her for that. I'm no hired assassin, but I do make a habit out of disposing of dangerous vampires. We will do what is necessary to end this threat. Nothing more, nothing less. And that begins with destroying the wine.
The winery and the alchemical laboratory are downstairs. I found the key.
Head downstairs and scout the area. I'll follow along shortly. I need to try to make things right with Ursilia. And maybe I have something in my alchemy kit to deal with the wine in her system. Just the smell of it makes me hungry.
Uh-oh, don't go putting your fangs into her. Wait a moment. What did you do to make Ursilia so angry with you?
We were betrothed.
Ah.
A marriage arranged by our families. There might have been some affection there, but it was mostly a business agreement. When I became a vampire, I just left. I thought it would be a mercy.
Well, maybe you should have talked to her. How did you get turned into a vampire?
As much as I trust you and value your company, my friend, that's not a story I feel like sharing.
Really?
Especially not here and now. Maybe someday. I hope you understand.
I do, but I'm not going to forget. I will be wanting to know, Finn. I will want to know. She never knew what happened to you?
No. I didn't want to hurt anyone I knew. Ursilia, my family. So I simply left. Eventually, Count Verandis found me and made me part of House Ravenwatch. Rivenspire is a long way from Summerset, and Westfield is farther still. I never expected this.
Are you going to honor her request?
I'm not going to go out of my way to kill Gallio, if that's what you're asking. We do need to destroy his operation, though. This elixir turned wine is too dangerous to distribute to aggressive vampire clans. What happens after that is up to him.
All right, let's go.
Ursilia, before we talk, let me see if I've got anything that will flush the wine from your system.
I'm not drunk, Fenorian. I only had a glass or two.
You might want to take it, lady. Just take it. Whatever he's offering, just take it. All right, we probably need to go downstairs, right? I'm thinking. Yeah, downstairs. That's where the wine cellar would be at. Oh, Finn.
Right behind you, friend.
We probably don't want to step on that. Can we jump over it? Oh, I
Valente's
guess.
journal said he had a coven of vampires. We should expect a fight.
Okay, no problem. We didn't do a good job of jumping. Oh, hello, vampire.
That will teach them not to cross us. You're going to regret this.
Oh, you're the one putting down the spells on the ground, huh? Oh, okay, sneaky. Careful. Be careful.
Captives, and apparently under the influence of the wine.
Oh,
Friend,
yep.
let's speak.
Humans.
These workers must be some of the subjects Galio mentioned in his journal. They're on the verge of turning into blood fiends. I might be able to mix a counteragent with the proper ingredients.
What ingredients do you need?
Grape pulp left over from the Vesper Valente wine, wax flower petals to hasten the recovery process, and imperial oak tannins to make the remedy effective topically. Find those items around the winery while I make preparations.
Yep, let me go run and get these items. Okay. Ah! Fooled ya! I was too quick for that trap. No blowing of horns. Put your horn somewhere else. Poor people. Are those blood fiends? Yep, pounding the grapes. Okay.
Who's better than us? Nobody.
Nobody. Can you let me get the... Thank you. Let's make it difficult, why don't we? Alright, now we're going this way. believe we have it all now, Finn. We have it all. Oh, hello.
Better luck next time. Oh, wait.
Here we go, Finn.
Oh, good. I was starting to worry.
No need to worry. I can handle myself.
I'm glad you're back. Did you find everything we need?
Yes, I found the ingredients you requested.
Once I've brewed the counteragent, pick up the bucket and splash the remedy over our poor patients. It's not the most dignified way to administer medicine, but it works without putting either of you at risk.
All right, I'll pour the cure on these victims. I want to see what you're concocting over here.
And that should do it. You're free to administer the cure.
Ooh, honey. Take the honey. Yes. Okay. Here you go. Be free. Free of the spell.
Looks like the effects
guess it's
are
not a
already
spell.
subsiding.
You saved us. Please, you need to stop him.
Trenton Callis?
Thank you for helping us. Please tell me you're also here to stop Lord Valente.
Oh my gosh, he looks like... Oh, the dude who was like a jackass at the beginning. Oh, I can't think of his name. His soul ended up being part of a sword. That's who he looks like to me. Or Jakarn. We are. How did you wind up in that cage?
We really thought things were looking up. Lord Valente had such grand ideas for the vineyard and winery. He even asked us to try a new vintage he was working on. We felt so honored. Then we started to get sick and he locked us down here.
Any idea where to find Lord Valente's laboratory?
Yes, it's right through those doors to the west. He's growing weird mushrooms and has all kinds of alchemical equipment. Destroy his equipment and burn the mushrooms. That should put an end to his vile experiments.
I'll see what we can do.
We need to destroy that laboratory. You scout ahead while I work on freeing these people. I'll meet you there.
Okay. Automatically, these traps done popped up. And we actually are going that way. What's in there? Rita's Night Infusion. What is that? Rita's Night Infusion. Oh, increased stamina recovery by 532. All right, we won't be using that, but that's okay. And what about this one? Increased health recovery by 585 for 1.1 hours. Scales from 150 to 160. I will be selling all of those things. Okay, let's run between them. Oh, you son of a...
You lead while I look around.
I thought he was staying behind. Please. I mean, do that. Oh.
I knew there was something wrong about you.
Hey, let's get it on, buddy.
You won't ruin all my hard work.
Oh, yes, I will. Yes, I will. No, you're not gonna be feeding on me.
Coven to me.
All right, gotta take care of you guys. Oh, wow. Okay. Sharp as night. You're almost dead? What's happening, buddy? Look.
Must I do everything myself?
Take that, jackass. Man, Sharp as Night went down quick. All right, find Lord Galileo Valente's laboratory. That's what we were working on when he so rudely interrupted us. Wow, look at this place. Right up here, maybe? This looks like a laboratory.
The laboratory. We need to destroy it all. Let me explain, friend.
Okay.
Valente's alchemical equipment is truly impressive. It's a shame we have to destroy it, but we need to make sure no one else can continue his experiments.
What do we need to do?
These vats turn the mushrooms into a fertilizer for the grapes. Increase the flames under the vats by adjusting the valves. That will increase the pressure. After that, set fire to the mushroom planters. Then get clear before the vats explode.
You seem disappointed we need to destroy this equipment.
A part of me hates to see valuable equipment go to waste. But we can't allow more of the Vesper Valente to be created. Now come on, let's do this.
All right, no problem. Let's do it.
Turn up the flame valves as high as they'll go. I'll get rid of these research notes.
Okay. To destroy the laboratory, Fenorian suggests I turn the flame valves under the fermentation vats all the way up. That will increase the pressure and cause them to explode. Turn, turn, turn. Jeez, okay. That's it. All right, so there's some other vats around here that we need to find and do the same thing too. Right over here. Yep. It was loud. Move out of the way.
Now, the mushrooms. A few well-placed torches should ignite the entire harvest.
Okay. He did that one. I don't know why he just didn't come over here and do the rest of them. Place is burning. Let's go.
That's it. Let's get out of here.
Before it blows up.
Ursilia, about your husband.
Not now, Fenorian.
You could craft something nice with that.
As I was saying, I'll compensate double wages for all who remain. With your expertise, we'll revive the traditional methods and be producing excellent wine in no time.
Okay, she didn't want to hear about her husband.
That was excellent work, friend. We destroyed Lord Gallio's laboratory and managed to rescue the workers he experimented on. There might be some ramifications over remaining Vesper Valente, but it won't become the sweeping problem I feared.
But we didn't stop the auction.
We didn't have to. Ursilia told me she interrupted the auction and told Lord Gallio in a voice loud enough for all to hear that the Ravenwatch was on the premises. One mention of House Ravenwatch and the invited vampires fled the estate.
So none of them got any of the Vesper Valente?
Perhaps a few bottles were carried off, but none of them had time to load any casks or crates before they fled. I'll track them down eventually. And before I take my leave, I'll make sure the remaining vintage is destroyed.
What happens to the Valente vineyard now?
Ursilia is set on taking control and turning the vineyard and winery into a profitable enterprise. I have no doubt she'll succeed. And speaking of succeeding, your help was invaluable in stopping Lord Gallio. Please, take this with my thanks.
Okay, so he's given us Gallio Valente's best vintage. Increases a magic recovery and stamina recovery by 357 and health recovery by 392 for 2.5 hours. These effects are scaled based on your level. Oh man, that sounds like it's pretty good. Finn, you can't get off that
I
easy.
suppose you're off on another adventure now, friend. Know that I appreciate the assistance you provided, and the companionship. If you ever have need of House Ravenwatch, just send the word. We always have time for our friends.
When are you going to tell me how you became a vampire? Will you return to Rivenspire now, Finn?
Eventually, after I make sure any remnants of Lord Gallio's vile experiments are taken care of here. Then I may check on the auction guests that scattered and see that any absconded bottles of Vesper Valente are dealt with. There's always something.
What about Arcelia? What about Arcelia? Let's talk with her.
I suppose I should thank you. Even Fenorian came through for me this time. My husband's foul operation is finished, and his coven... is that really what he called it? We'll scatter before long. Now begins the hard work of restoring this vineyard.
What was Finn like when you knew him?
Much like he still is. Always a perfect gentleman. Our first moment alone after our families arranged our engagement, I told him to drop any pretense of romantic interest. Oh, how he blushed. Pity those pale cheeks won't ever blush again.
You were fine with marrying someone you didn't love, or who didn't love you?
Fine with it. I was relieved. In families as wealthy as ours, marriage isn't like some Breton romance novel. It's business. Love never makes for good business. But I never expected him to just disappear like that. It was rude and hurtful.
Would you ever have gone through with the marriage if you knew he was a vampire?
Obviously, that change occurred right before the marriage. But probably not. If he hadn't disappeared without a trace, his family would have disowned him. Marrying a pauper would not have been good business. I am pleased he seems happy, though.
Well, I don't know why you guys can't get together now. You're a grown woman. You make your own decisions. Anything else, Finn?
I suppose you're off on another adventure.
That's it. So I guess we're probably going to run into him again in some future chapter when he will tell us how he became a vampire. So we have this last quest up here. We'll put a marker here because we need to go check on this world boss anyways. And that's a group dungeon, so that will not be done. And you guys, that's going to do it for today. We spent, most of the episode working with Finn. I'm glad we got to see him again. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this episode and you're enjoying this playthrough, I'd appreciate if you give this video a thumbs up to like it and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. It's free to do both those things, won't cost you a thing. And it helps improve my channel. So I truly appreciate it. I will see you guys on in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye.